Well, hello again, my friends, and it is time for another top 10 video. You might have seen the top 10 yachts video that I put up a few days ago. Well, now it is time for the top 10 super yachts, and it's been a great year for super yachts on Aquaholic, both in terms of quality and quantity. I think 42 were filmed. Actually, no, that's not true. 42 went up onto the channel. More than that were filmed because there's some still waiting and scheduled to go up for the early part of next year before we get back to the filming again. So yeah, probably 50 in total, I should think. It's been a bumper year. Really, really good. And it's been a great year generally. If you watch my top 10 yachts video, you'll have seen a lot of the highlights of this year, so I won't go through them all again, other than to say that I missed one out, and that is, hello, let's just turn my phone onto silent. I'll edit that out later. And that is that Aquaholic passed 200 million views this year. 200 million views. That's astonishing, and that's all thanks to you guys. You're the guys that drive and power Aquaholic. Without you, it would be nothing. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. You give me a brilliant life, and I love doing what I do and bringing these fabulous, fabulous boats to you. Anyway, super yachts. What are we going to talk about with super yachts? Just like in the other one, there are too many that deserve to fit in the top 10 to actually fit. There is obviously only 10 spaces. That's kind of the point of the top 10, but I do want to give a couple of honourable mentions to ones that should have been there and didn't quite make the grade. One of which is a CDM RJ115. Now, I filmed that out in Palm Beach in a monsoon. It just threw it down with the rain, but it wasn't enough to dampen the glow of that yacht. That was beautiful, lovely beach club vibe to it. Just a really, really nice thing to be aboard. What else did we look at? We looked at the Wider 92, one of the most sophisticated powertrains of any yacht I've been on, so sophisticated that I couldn't explain it to you. So we asked the captain to, and he did a great job of running through all the systems on that one and explaining what it did. It was a really, really fascinating boat to look at, and perhaps a glimpse into the future, who knows. What else? The Extra 99 Fast. Wow, what a machine, and what an apt name. It was a properly quick boat. The one that I looked at was good for 37 knots, which for a 99-foot yacht is exceptional, but you could buy a faster one. They do one with triple MAN V12 2,000 horsepower engines running through water jets that will touch mid-40s and cruise in the high 30s, and that is sensational. And that's a boat that thinks it's a power boat but is actually a super yacht, and an amazing boat to look around generally. So that was a nice one to have a look at. Nordhaven 96, well, they're all little ships, aren't they? But the Nordhaven 96 is a big little ship. That was well worth seeing. What else? Hatteras Elite, 2005 boat, had a really nice vibe to it, I thought. It was particularly well loved from its appearance, and nice quality, and just a proper all-American super yacht. Nice thing to get aboard. All of those deserve to be in the top 10. None of them were. So what was? Well, let's get into it, shall we, with number 10, the Arcadia A96. Very beamy boat, even without the drop balconies. I think it was an 8-meter beam. Yeah, properly beaming machine. But what was great about it was it had a really casual vibe. Sort of boat you go on, sit down, put your feet up. It's that kind of thing. Nothing formal about it at all. And I think that's very much the way that things are starting to go now. People don't want to be quite as formal as they used to be. They want to have something where they can just kick back and enjoy. Huge opening windows, or doors I should say, really, on the main deck on either side and on the upper deck. So even you're inside, the outside's coming in. Obviously you can close it all up and air condition it, but on a nice day when it's not too hot, just a really, really lovely place to be. Colossal walk-in wardrobe here. Look at this. This is a cabin size, isn't it, for your clothes? Absolutely fantastic. You'd be short of things to wear when you filled that out, would you? And then here is the main bulk of the cabin. Again, it's taking advantage of that really wide beam to give you acres of space. Big windows in the sides as well, so the view out, as we can see over here, is pretty dramatic. And then right on forward, AV equipment, of course. Look at this, and look at this. This again is what we're talking about. This is carved out of stone. This is actual real stone. And it's all about making everything tactile and putting you in touch with nature. Fantastic. We'll go around this way, I think, and I'll take you up the guest route, if you'll pardon the expression. Here we go. Excellent. And then back from here, Sky Lounge. And I want to point out the solar panels in the glass in the ceiling. It's very much an Arcadia thing. Looks really cool. Obviously, it's a practical feature, but also it throws these lovely little light patterns that you see about the place as the light comes through them. You can see them all the way over here. And then this, again, it's just a lovely casual area, but again, it's really, really open. And that is the whole point of this. It's about connecting people with the sea. That's what you're here for on a boat. Not to be tucked away, but to be actually linked to the outside. That's a great area, isn't it? In at number 9, the Horizon FD110. Now, Horizon are absolute masters at bringing massive volume into a specific length, and they did it again with that yacht. That was just incredible. The space on it and the optimization was superb. This, as you can see, really good size, all the usual galley refinements that you would expect. That one now, I've got a feeling is a trash compactor. Dishwasher here, cooking, sinks, you know, the kind of thing. And we've got the refrigeration here. Sorry, brain's freezing a little bit. And this is what's changed. Now we've got crew access down here because the crew cabin, which was back there on the previous boat, is now up here. And it's just owner specification. It's not that they've changed the design, it's simply that the owner wanted crew space forward, so they re-engineered it for him. And that is incredible. So you can still have the previous layout. This is just what this owner wanted, and they did it. So we'll loop all the way around. You've got this lobby area at the bottom of the stairs. And then if we come back here, look at this. Again, it's that sense of space, isn't it? Similar kind of deal. Love this, by the way. Look at this. All backlit and illuminated, nice feature. That's the doorway into the crew area. This door here closes across, so normally that's like a little hidden door, really, isn't it? And then with that one, that makes that part of this crew area. Obviously, slide this one across and close this, and that becomes part of that area. That's really clever. And I think while we're here, we'll have a little mosey into the crew area. The crew are on board, so we need to be a little bit careful. They are obviously living on this at the minute, so we're not going to intrude on people's privacy any more than we have to. But just to give you a quick look, we've got the mess area here. So this is the upper deck. And again, there's changes to the one that we saw before. On the other one, if I'm remembering this rightly, this was all one area. On this one, they've put this bulkhead in. You can close this off, doors across here, close that off, and make this a completely separate wheelhouse. Number 8 was the New Marine 30 XP, which I filmed down at Cannes. Very, very intelligent boat, a very interesting drive system on that one as well. There were optional drive systems. You could have conventional shaft drive diesels, but this one had a diesel electric system, which was very interesting. But beyond that, fabulous beach club on that yacht. I mean, just amazing. And a fabulous owner's cabin with a really nice built-in balcony. Liked that very much, had a great feel to it. What a wonderful spot this is. So when you're underway, this hinges up against the side of the boat. When you're at anchor, this gets hinged down, the rails get dropped in, and this provides a private outdoor nook for the owners. So you can sit yourself here, and that's your view out. Obviously, normally it'd be anchored with a lovely scenic bay or whatever else. That's great. And we'll head on up and find the pilot house. And that is around here. Here we go. Massive, massive wine cooler there. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? That's the galley, just to reorientate us. Saloon is here, owner's cabin that way, and the stairs we just came up are down there. We're going this way now. Look at this incredible beach club. This is absolutely fantastic. Look how open-sided it is all the way around here. And the thing that's most unique about this engine space is it has no engines. Well, it kind of does. What it's actually got is electric motors. They're down here. Number 7 was the Canados 143. What was interesting about that was they really moved away from the standard playbook layout for a super yacht of that size. For a start, massive, massive cockpit area, much larger than you'd normally expect on a yacht of that size. And that's the area that people are wanting to use more and more now, is to be outside. That boat did that brilliantly. Beyond that, as mentioned, really innovative interior layout, including the owner's cabin being the entire of the upper deck. It was really spectacular. Just a really, really nice, interesting boat to get aboard, and great to see something truly different. This, up here on the upper deck. And that means that this aft deck can be used as a private owner's terrace, although it is linked down to the aft deck. So of course, you know, clearly you use it however you want. But if you wanted to keep this for yourselves, you could do. Nice seating area out here on the back, and a little bit of sunbathing dotted around as well. That's that massive aft deck that we came on. Fantastic. We can go up again because there's a sun deck up on top, and this is really interesting because this is the sauna. Check this out. How remarkable is that? And what do you expect to find on the upper deck ahead of this area? Well, of course, it's the bridge. Except not on this boat, because I'm going the wrong way. Let's go up this side. There we go. What we've actually got is a dressing area. So this is all wardrobes across here. These just, well, they open a bit like wardrobes, really. But then forward again is this incredible ensuite. Look at this. So we've got the basins here. There's a massive shower with a window looking out across the front of the boat, so you can shower there as you head up the coast and watch the coastline slipping by. That would be absolutely fantastic. In here is the toilet. Again, that lighting is just fantastic in here, isn't it? And there's dark wood accents. Bidet in that corner. And a bath as well. Look at this, proper bath. Looks to me like a whirlpool bath. And again, sat there, you've got the view out. And then forward again, you've got this area. So again, very private to the owner's cabin. In at number 6, a CDM Darwin 102, and Darwin refers to the fact that that is a proper Explorer class yacht. It's around 100 feet, it's a steel hull, it's an aluminium superstructure, and yes, it is a proper little ship. But beyond that, a lovely layout, a nice interior vibe, great spaces on that boat, and the condition of it, I think it was 2017, but from the bilges up, it was absolutely immaculate. Here we go, look at this. That's a bit special, isn't it? And then from here, I'm going to take you down and show you the lower deck, because this is where all the accommodation is. And it's rather lovely. Another thing to mention on here is all the metalwork is brass, even the light switches. Look at these beautiful toggle light switches with these protective bars around them. Absolutely fantastic. But before we go into there, I've got to show you this. This I love. So if we lift this step, this takes us into an engineering space that's beautifully lit, and it's also a great place for storage. So if you've got people come along with bags and that sort of thing, well, there's tons of space to tuck it all the way down here. Again, you're seeing these beautiful brass fixings, and it's all things like this. It's all just a little bit steampunk. It's fantastic. If we come forward again, this is a nice touch. Firstly, this shower, again, with these beautiful fittings. These lovely big wheels here. And that sense of plumbing. Fabulous. And then what you've got is you've got a, let's take that one back, there we go, a pocket door here, so you can close the actual toilet section and bidet section off completely, even from the heads, which of course closes off anyway. Look at these switches again. I love these guards they put on so don't catch them as you're coming in and out, but they're proper little toggle switches in behind those. Details, isn't it? It's fabulous. Let's come into here and let's take this in. How nice is that? So this is nice. This is all on the main deck. So you've got big windows here. You've got access straight out onto the deck over here. There's a few people about, as I mentioned. And then you've got this mess area here. Really good size. Big windows. That is lovely. And then the galley is over here. I think it might be occupied. I think we can have a quick look, however. No, we're okay. Brilliant. This is the bridge. It's got a little office area here. And then that is your place of business. That is fantastic, isn't it? In at number 5, Bandido 90. Now this is an interesting one. I was at the Palma Yacht Show. I was filming the boat next door and I spotted this yacht and just thought that looks really interesting. The broker that I was filming the boat with knew the broker on the boat that I was looking at, had a quick word and introduced me. They had heard of AQUAHOLIC, which is always very, very helpful. And they arranged a tour with zero notice. I mean, right there then, great, let's have a look around the boat, let's film it. It was fantastic. And it's the only yacht I've been on where a couple of times I stopped and just checked the spec because I thought, I keep saying this is a 90-foot boat, but surely it can't be. The space on here is incredible. And it was really, really good. And the other thing about that yacht was, again, another very well-loved yacht. It wasn't new. I can't remember what year it was. Have a look at the video and it'll tell you. But the condition of it was superb. That was a very well-loved boat indeed. Love the woodwork. It's so low-key. We've got a TV that attracts, of course. We'll press on through. There's a few people about, but they know that we're coming. And look at this wonderful dining area up here. It's got such a warm, homely feel to this yacht. It's beautiful. So we've got a VIP cabin here. Now the interesting thing about this cabin is this door, because that door takes you straight through into the crew area. Now there are a couple of good things about that. The first is that when they're doing bed changes and that kind of thing, they don't have to go right up onto the main deck, round and back down those stairs. They can come straight through. But the second thing is that on this yacht, the owner has this as his captain's cabin, and the captain and his wife is the stewardess. So they're in here. There's crew quarters through there as well. So it's linked straight through to the crew quarters. And this makes probably the most luxurious captain's cabin on a sub 90-foot boat, or even on a sub 200-foot boat for that matter, I've ever seen. It's superb. Crew on this yacht are very well looked after, and it's reflected completely in the way they look after the yacht, because it's just fantastic. Let's head on aft. There are 2 more cabins back here. This then is the owner's cabin, and it's a really good size. It's the full beam. You can see the windows on both sides, so a lot of light and a lot of space. And check out this for an ensuite. I've seen smaller cabins. That's a really good size. And as I say, I keep coming back to this because it's easy to forget on this yacht that we are at 90 feet. Toilet is in there. And then we've got a really good sized shower in this one. There we go. And if we head up to the other end of the cabin, we've got his and hers walk-in wardrobes. So drawers down here, he says. I'll edit that out later. Let's keep on going. Plenty more good stuff, really good stuff to show you. Can't wait to show you the upper deck, because this is a proper triple decker, believe it or not. Again, you just shouldn't be possible on this size of boat. It's incredible. So round here, love all this metalwork here. This stainless steel, doesn't that look great? And then on up we go again. In at number 4 is the Sunseeker Ocean 156. The interesting thing about that is that the number in the model designation usually refers to the length. On that yacht, it refers to the gross tonnage, so basically the interior volume. And they'd done that because there was so much more volume than you'd expect on a yacht. I think that one was about 24, 25 meters, something like that, but it felt much bigger. But beyond that, the layout of that was superb. They'd moved the helm up onto the upper deck, and the main deck was all one level living space. Floor to ceiling windows, opening doors all the way around. just a really, really lovely place to be. That yacht was launched at the Southampton Boat Show this year. I filmed it there, and that was a great one to get on board. I'm going to take you down this way just to show you the routing. And we'll come out through here and back into the accommodation. That's fantastic. Lower deck is down here. Let's do that next, and then we'll go up and round. Full beam of the boat, absolutely fantastic. This is a Manhattan headboard across here. That's what they call that. That's great, isn't it? And then along with the walnut, we've then got a light oak finish next to it. So you've got the contrasting woods. It's beautiful. TV in here, you can have a 65 if you want it. I would. I'm like that. And soundbar in here as well. I love this finish around here. That's beautiful, isn't it? That's so nice. Ah, this is what we've got. So this here is back into that section there, you see. It all gets used, it just gets used from different ways. Twin sinks in here, of course. Really big space. This is all new finishes that they put into here. They've had a serious revamp. And this is one of the first to have all the new designs and finishes. This is a nice space through here, isn't it? So these stairs obviously take us back up. And what we're going to do this time, so we're back up to the main deck now. That was where we came in initially. We'll loop on round, big side access door there, but another set of steps then that take us on up. And these are nice, big, wide treaded steps. You've got handrail all the way around as well, of course. But they're a very nice thing to walk up. That sounds a bit odd, but some of these are quite steep. This one isn't. And then right up here on the top. Now again, a lot of configuration here. So this one's done as like a sky lounge area. If you wanted this for dining, for example, well, then you could have this as a dining area. And you might do that. If you had that forward area on the main deck as your owner's cabin, you might think, well, we'll put a dining table in across here. And then over here, the helm. And number 3 is the Columbus Atlantique 43, part of Palumbo Yachts. Really interesting yacht to have a look at because it had a very efficient hull. It's designed for long distance cruising with great efficiency. And like all boats that originate from Palumbo Yachts, it was a magnificent thing. But what made that tour particularly interesting was for the first time we had 2 ostensibly identical yachts side by side, but of course when you get to that sort of league, they're never identical. Those were both spec'd by owners wanting very different requirements, and it was a really interesting opportunity to see just how many differences you can get on what appears to be the same boat. It wasn't just a case of curtains and carpets, upholstery and that kind of thing. There were proper serious layout changes, and it was really fascinating to have a look and see what kind of choice you get when you're speccing boats at that level. If you look at where the winches are here, you can see how it's the metal on the floor. This owner's chosen to go with the teak right the way through so that when these balconies are down, it just runs smoothly right the way across. This is not too dissimilar, but a little bit different. But what is different is look where the doors are on that one. Look how far forward they are to give you a really big area here. This one's going to Hong Kong. They're going to be using the interior more. So what they've done is they've brought this entire main deck interior out. I'll show you that a bit better from here. Yeah, so you see where that one goes. It's quite inset. This one, it comes out around here and increases the size of the saloon. But here, we're changing again. Because you see how this comes in? We had the day heads on this side, on the other one. The reason that we don't have the day heads on that side on this one is because on here, there is a staircase that's been put up here. On the other one, you had those big open stairs that came down, but you didn't have the walk around on the top. I will go up there and I'll explain that. That'll make a bit more sense, but that's why this is like this. So if we come across here, that's why the day heads is no longer there. The day heads is now over here. It's incredible what you can do with these in terms of laying it out exactly how you want it. There we go. And in terms of laying it out exactly how you want it, remember how we had the main deck owner's cabin? It looks like we've got the same here, but we haven't. What we've got in here, so this is not dissimilar, this like a sort of wardrobe area effectively, and we've got the lobby office here. Again, it's done differently in terms of the finishes with these marbles, but the concept is broadly similar. But check this out. No longer do we have an owner's cabin here. What we've got instead is a karaoke room. Check this out. And you might also notice how much shorter this room is this way. You can imagine you couldn't really put a big double bed there and then still have the space to walk around it. And the reason for that is over here. Because this is the sauna. And this, again, is a massive change on this one. Owner specification. So if we look across to the other boat, that's like a coupe style. So a bit sleeker. But what you gain with this is this massive area up here. And bear in mind, we've lost a little bit of the outside areas, both on the main deck and on the upper deck, by extending the interior backwards. Well, on this one, you reclaim that up here. Well, I don't think there's a better example than having two identical yachts like this, side by side, and really getting to grips with what can be done. You know, and we're just scratching the surface here, obviously. These are just two versions of this yacht. The actual choices are pretty much infinite. So it's a good way of seeing the options, but there are many, many more. Talk to the yard and I'll happily discuss building one for you to your specification. At number 2, Loon. We all know about Loon, don't we? Because they've got one of the biggest internet presences of all charter yachts. They've really gone full tilt for social media, and it's really working for them. And it's really interesting to see a yacht embracing social media in such a way and see the effect it's having for them. But beyond that, I think it was the largest yacht that I went aboard at 67 meters, and it was just spectacular. It was such a lovely thing. And because of the social media presence, of course, you kind of know what to expect. You feel that you've seen it, but when you actually get on board and really get into every area, you really discover what that yacht is all about, and it is absolutely magnificent. Been trying to organise that one for a little while, pretty much since they went live with the social media. They were in touch and said, how about a tour? And we've been trying to arrange it ever since. But finally, this year, both in the same place at the same time, and we got it done. But what also is interesting is to look at this and really appreciate the length of this yacht. I'd say she's over 220 feet long, because this corridor goes down most of it. This corridor's got to be 150 feet long. This is big league. This, would you believe, from this threshold here, is all the owner's cabin, and I include this stairway, which is still part of the owner's cabin. Which way do you want to go first? Let's have a look in the ensuite. Look at this bath. How cool is that? And then toilet is here, shower is here. Absolutely fantastic. This is interesting over here. This little door over here takes us into a little secret private area. So there's another door on the other side then, restricted area, but we have permission. Let's open that one just there, carefully. This is like a hidden wardrobe area in through here. Now we saw that staircase, and that staircase is part of this cabin, would you believe? So that's back out into the lobby. That's the normal guest route up through. And this is still part of this cabin. And what we've got up here is the office. Because you need an office to go with your owner's cabin suite, don't you? And you've got it. Look at this. This is absolutely fantastic. And then this is the bridge. This is the place of business. Look at this. So we've got this little zone up here for the crew. Obviously they've got a full mess area as well. And then this is where the ship is helmed from. And it is a ship, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic. On we go again, sun deck up here. This is right up to the top of the yacht. There we go. This is a fabulous, fabulous area. Imagine coming into port or up an estuary, sat up here. In fact, I'm going to do it. Let's sit up here. Oh yes, look at that. That is absolutely incredible. You've got height, you've got view, you've got it all going on. So this is crew mess. We've got lounge area, we've got dining area. This is the lounge area. This is really nice. Look at this. There we go. Oh, this is big league, isn't it? I love the shoes along the top as well. That's fantastic. Okay, let's press on a little bit further. Hello everybody, sorry, I'm just going to skip through really quick. Hi! You're all on Aquaholic. I knew you'd be pleased. And finally, in at number 1, against some really stiff competition, was the Tankoa T580, a 58-metre, brand spanking new super yacht that I was invited aboard down at Monaco Yacht Show, and that was it was just sensational. It had been designed for an experienced owner who had it built for cruising the world. So it was a proper serious build of a proper serious boat, and it was properly exciting to get into every area of that one and see what it was all about. I'll show you very briefly in here. Crockery, glasses, all of that kind of stuff is in there. I think they've done an absolutely incredible job, I have to say. It's awesome. Look at that. That is fantastic, isn't it? Window over on that side. AV equipment, of course. Lovely desk area here, and then this is this lounge area, and you can imagine that when that balcony is down and the window is up, how that is looking straight out across the water. We've got down to the lower deck, and then we've got crew areas in through here. What's the best way to do this? Do you know what? I'm going to take you up first of all, I think, just because there's a lot of people going down. So this is going to take us up to the upper deck. Beautifully textured floors here. And just again, big areas of space. Look at this. And then back here, we've got a wonderful little sky lounge, cinema room. Call it what you will, use it how you wish. This is an impressive zone. So what you've got here is a load of sunbeds, as you'd expect on a sun deck. Bimini to give it a little bit of shade. Of course, we're really up high here, as you can see. Look at people passing on the quay. Good afternoon, Monaco. These will close off, so you can enclose this inner area, and that's the gym section over there, the hot tub. How cool is that? And the other thing that we can see here, you might wonder why it's got a big flat open deck there, and the answer will be obvious as soon as I tell you that that is the helicopter landing spot. And then the bridge is up here, full of people again, but we'll do our very best. Here we go. Hello. Here we go.
And then now with the Starlink connection.
So this is the point where I say it's little ship stuff, but no, not here. We are again into the proper ship league with this.
I mean, you have the great connection.
Not even gonna begin to try and tell you what this does, because I just don't know. This is well above my pay grade. 3, 4, 5, 6 crew cabins, but this is what I want to show you here. And check this out. We come right up. Thank you very much. That, my friends, is a garage. That is bigger than my garage at home. That is phenomenal. This door here then takes us through to the beach club. And this includes things like treatment room massage area. Love this window so you can get the light through, because this, I'll show you in a second, is actually a drop side. I'm trying to think of the word for it then. Drop side, drop balcony. That's what I'm trying to think of. Shower in here as well. And then on the other side, a day heads for this level. So every level's got its own day heads. And then finally, we are back at the beach club. Look at this, another really cool zone on the boat. Let's take a last lingering look at Monaco in the sunshine. This is the last yacht I'm filming here. at the Monaco Yacht Show, and it's the largest. This is utterly, utterly spectacular. And that's it. That is the top 10. Let me know in the comments what you think. What did I get right? What did I get wrong? What would you have had in your top 10? I hope you've had a fantastic Christmas. I'm going to wish you all a fabulous new year. That's almost upon us. And we'll see you on the water in 2025. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.